Welcome back, guys, to Truth Bombs and Hot Flushes, where midlife gets real, raw, and unfiltered. Hello, and welcome back, Miss Mbaya. Today we're talking boarding schools, balance, and the beautiful mess of being in your 40s. Welcome, Cindy.
Thanks
Looking
for
all
having me
gorgeous
again.
in your florals. I love it. I think pink on you, it's your color. It's your color, and you have
Spring
to own
baby.
it. You're definitely a spring baby. No, it's lovely. So lovely to have you back.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited about this segment. Yeah, we get to talk about our naughty teenage boys.
Oh,
Shame, for the most part, they're good boys. They're good boys. Why call them naughty? Yeah. So tell us, as a mum of 2 boys, how did you feel? So guys, Cindy's boys have been in boarding school at Drakensberg Boys Choir for the past
4 years.
4 years. Wow. And I mean, Ariel was 11 then.
Yes.
And
Ethan was 9 going on 10. Yes.
Wow. How was that first drop off?
I actually asked my husband when we were leaving them, what did we do? What did we do? And I was the mum that thought my children would miss me. And then they would beg to come back home. In fact, let's go back. Boarding school was never an option, right?
Okay.
We didn't plan on taking them to boarding school. We moved up to Hilton to be closer together as a family because John was traveling so much. And then this opportunity came knocking, and I took them there on like what every mom does, just go see. Because I grew up listening to these boys, and I thought, let's just go see. And I knew in my heart, I thought my boys would say, no, Mom, no, not for us, thank you. Boarding, no. Both of them said yes, we want to go. So then I had an agreement with them to say, well, if one of you does not get accepted, then both of you won't go, right? We agreed on that.
Yeah.
The school called and said, no, they want
Both.
both.
I don't blame them with those beautiful voices.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
And we didn't even give the other school a term's notice. We went like the next term.
Wow.
And I sat by the phone thinking that the boys are going to call home and say, no, Mom, I miss you, I want to come home. Nothing. No. My husband and I went from having a household with 2 boys, 2 dogs, to just the dogs. And
Yes. How did you deal with that quietness?
Oh.
That stillness? Because I know we all want the quietness, especially when they're causing chaos around the house. But now you had it now basically on a daily basis.
Yes.
How did you cope with
It was
that?
very difficult. I missed them terribly. Every single year, the school knows me by now. Every year towards this time, I go and tell them the boys are coming home. And I tell the boys, you're coming home, right?
Yeah,
You're coming home.
Yeah.
And I think my little boy tries to appease me and says, yes, Mom, I'm coming home. And then he goes back to school and he phones me and he says, Mom, I think I changed my mind. And they have embarrassed me for 3 years in a row because I would go, they would say, yes, I'm coming home. I would go find the school and agree, and we all are fine, and then they go back and they say, no.
Cindy, what are you doing to your children at home? They're running away from home.
They ran away from home.
Yeah.
They love it. They are the best versions of
thriving.
themselves. They're thriving in a way I've never known before. So as much as it wasn't the decision, it's been the best decision we've made for them.
Oh, but I agree. I mean, I got to watch them,
Yeah.
listen to them. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, when they were up here at Mbaya, and
Yeah.
words cannot explain, but it was also quite emotional as well. I kept telling Deshan,
Yes.
do you remember these boys from like when all our boys were snotty-nosed little like 1 and 2 year olds running around, and boom, now you see them and they've come into their own, and
They've come into their own. And I think when you watch, I'm always humbled, but a lot of the people, patrons, when they come to these concerts, and that's a testament to the school actually, you forget that the boys are between the ages of 9 and below 50.
absolutely.
Because that's what the school brings to them. So that's the reason why we stick to the decision.
Yeah.
That the school brings out the opportunity for the boys to come to their own without mummy watching over them and mummy guiding them and mummy making every decision for them.
Yeah.
They get to make these decisions Yes, they grew up too fast. Yes, my family asked me, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. I'm sure you got a lot of slack over that.
And I still do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of parents, a lot of people think that, well, now you have all of this time by yourself. No, I don't. It is just as crazy having them at home as having them in boarding school. Because you do get the call, Mom, I need Lakshans. Mom, I need tuck. Mom, I forgot to tell you that the last white shirt has got stains in it, kind of thing. So yeah, Mom's running around.
So Mom's just not running down the road.
No,
Mom's driving quite a distance. Yeah. But like how do you guys keep like emotionally connected? Because I mean it is a distance. You can't like sit and have a chat with them over dinner or have a quick chat with them in the morning or to drive to school as we generally would. You know?
No, we do. We make the midterms and the holidays very much family focused, and I think that's where we have lots of long conversations with them because we're trying to pack in a lot.
Yeah.
We do get phone time with them, but with boys and that attention span on the phone, you don't get into hard conversations. I have a elephant brain, so I record it.
Yes.
Yes, I keep a note of I need to talk about this and I need to talk about that. So at coming home for the boys is a lot of lectures. It's not as fun for them as it is for me. I know it.
Yeah.
But they know they're coming home to be schooled and disciplined. But thankfully, I'd like to touch on the fact that I think my husband and I were always on the same page when it came to parenting. So we had long conversations with them before going to boarding school, throughout boarding school. And I don't think we have it down penned yet. There's still going to be a lot of things that we need to talk about. But family time is family time. We prioritize that. And when we need to talk, I have a great advantage compared to a lot of the parents at school. I am only 1.5 hours away from the school.
Okay.
So if I wake up on a Wednesday and I'm broody, the school knows they will find me there.
Yes.
If on a Saturday I wake up and I miss my boys, the school knows I'm there. So I have that. A lot of parents don't have that.
That's a huge advantage.
It's huge. Yeah. And I get to see them once a month. And trust me, when they're home that once a month, they make sure that the entire house knows
that they have arrived.
My fridge
the tornado hits, the fridges are empty, cupboards are empty. I can imagine.
The fridge thank them when they leave. Finally, I'm going to stay closed.
I mean, what's this thing with like preteens and teenagers? They literally eat you out of house and home.
Yes.
Can we agree with that?
Can we agree with that?
Yes.
And I think we must tell parents that are coming to preteen, there is a thing called breakfast and then pre-breakfast.
Oh, yes.
And while you're making the proper breakfast, can I have a snack?
Yes.
So,
but that goes on for each meal. So it's just,
Yeah, and I don't think it actually leaves them because my husband's exactly the same.
So you got it 3 times over. But like with them being away, did you feel that you had a bit of a shift in identity, like where you had more? I know you don't have, as you said, like so much of time available, right? Because you're still doing the mom thing. But did it leave you with a little bit of extra time to kind of rediscover yourself?
To rediscover? No, I had to find myself again.
Okay.
I had to find myself again and ask myself, what did I do before I had my children? I forgot what I actually enjoyed. I forgot if I read books, what books did I read?
Forgot you Cindy.
I forgot I was Cindy, so I had to, after you got over that period of anxiety and depression because you miss them, your life, whatever, and you also, after you stop nagging your husband 20 times, like, why didn't you phone me today? Or, because you're looking to that, your husband to fill that gap. And he's also very busy. You start asking yourself, what did I do before? And then you get busy with work and you really do find yourself. You get time, but you also find yourself getting so appreciative of the quiet. You learn to say no much more.
Of course.
So yes, sure. I found my inner voice when the kids left home, and I had to say no.
And that in itself is just powerful. Because we all forget how to say no.
Yes, I like to say
we absolutely forget how to say no.
And I had a good excuse. I don't have any kids to join you on your kids' party.
But it's okay. I'll go get my hair done.
Yes,
get my nails done. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So you all know you're married to Dr. Mbaya.
Yes.
How is that? How is it for you? I know the hours are quite dynamic. Yeah.
It's very special.
It's very special. So how do you cope with that, like emotionally? And you guys have been married now for
16 years.
So that's a long time. So
It
have you gotten used to it?
No. It helped knowing that John and I got married to John when I was 30. So
wow.
And he was turning 40. He was very set in his career, so I didn't get what can I say? I didn't get surprised by his career or his job. I always known him to be the medical doctor. I always knew he was going to be an academic. I always knew that he had long hours. He had longer hours when he was in Durban at Prince Mshini than when at Pietermaritzburg.
Yeah.
You actually tend to cope around it.
Okay.
So with the boys' schedule and John's schedule and my schedule, you have to make time to be with each other. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, it was very difficult, because I even said to him, I did not marry you because you're a doctor.
Yeah.
I married you for me.
So did you feel like you kind of had to take a bit of a back seat?
You do.
Because, listen,
you do.
I'm a doctor. I've taken the
Hippocratic
oath. So that's first, that's my priority. And so did you come to terms with that early on while you were dating or?
No, marriage. The first 2 years was learning.
You thought just maybe you'd be.
I would be.
Yeah, you'd go above the Hippocratic oath.
I would like to say I would have loved to take priority over a dying person, but I couldn't. I didn't. I found my place very quickly.
Yeah.
My husband is he's very. I think he's brilliant in his job. He doesn't have a job. He has a vocation, and there's a difference. He is passionate about medicine in a way that he wants to impart to the next generation.
Wow.
It does take away from family time. I would not, and he knows.
Yes.
You don't. Yes. And if you know, our husbands, and I did mention to you earlier on. Sometimes I'd like to meet the husband that presents in the hospital. That person is so put together. That person remembers everything. That person, and then I get him at home, and he sometimes forgets what he had for dinner last night, and it's a bit.
No, but I can absolutely get that because I know I ask patients sometimes like, "How are you so meticulous at work, but you forgot to pick up after yourself, close a cupboard door?" How is that?
Yes.
Make me understand.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
They're so wrapped in that job, and it's their love.
Yes. And I think that's it. It's their passion and their love for it.
And they love. And once you realize that, it's not that you come second best. It's
Very
they even love you in that the way they show up at work.
Absolutely.
My husband always told the boys that when he leaves the house, he's a representative of us. When we leave the house, we are the representative of him. So if he's showing up at work at 100% or 110%, he's actually representing us. Nice, but I'd like you to represent
something a little bit more. So what do you do like to keep that connection going and alive? Because you know what, the reality of life is, and I've experienced this, we've been married for, I think I'm losing it now, 18, we're going on 19 years. Yeah, it gets to that point where you forget the years. And I know in all of those years, gosh, there's been bouts of disconnection.
Oh, yes.
And it's like you gotta remind yourself and get back on it, because in between kids and routine and work and schedules, you forget there's you and I.
Yes.
So how did you navigate that, or you guys navigate? Because it's a tough one. I can tell you, it's really a tough one.
It's very tough.
I know it's easy to say date nights and this and that, but to get to that and have it on a weekly basis, it's very difficult.
So let me explain something to you. Working in the government is different to private practice.
Yeah.
Private practice, you can actually schedule your leave. You can know when you're off. Working in the government, you literally get next month's schedule around the 29th of the previous month. So you can't really plan things. You can ask for special days, but you left to that schedule. Marriage is hard work. I will not disagree about that. Marriage is getting together and finding space for each other, even if it's just sitting down and having a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Or sitting down and watching your favorite podcast together. being in the same room. See, I'm going to quote my pastor again. You're going to have to
we need to have your
get
pastor.
on your
But what is his name? Pastor
Alistair Francis.
Alistair Francis.
Yes.
Well, if you're listening to this, Pastor Alistair Francis, we need you in the hot seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gave us advice, and I wouldn't say marriage counseling, but
Yeah.
advice very earlier on that it's very important to bond. You know, hugging and touching, even with your boys, you notice the more they hug and touch you, it's like their connection to you. So it's very, very important to bond, to sit next to each other on the couch, even if you're falling asleep. But
it's so important.
Yes.
I think love language. Well, my love language is touch.
Yes.
I'm very verbal. So I am that person that I would pop my husband a message, even if he's at work or in a meeting, and I'm like, you know what, I just need some TLC today. I'm like having like quite a shitty day.
Yeah.
And I want you to just hold me and cuddle me, and you want that warmth, and then all of a sudden it's like your body just feels at
better.
ease, you know.
But if you don't speak that,
He wouldn't know it.
He wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
I did go through that point especially I'd say the first 5 years of my marriage, where I expected John to know what was in my mind and get it that I needed to. And then you very quickly learn that no, he doesn't know what's in your mind. And plus, also when you have kids, they're your priority. He's no longer your priority.
Yes.
When you got married, he was your priority. You be all your end all. You made the food for him. What was his favorite? Now he comes home and he eats the kids' favorite every day. He's still going to enjoy it.
Yes.
So there's a disconnect, and after the kids get to a certain age, you've got to bring yourself back to the girl that he fell in love with. Because let's be honest, as we are progressing as mothers, what are they doing? Yes, they're fathers, but we've got all that interaction with the kids. So sometimes it's not their faults that they've picked up themselves and gone on into their occupation because you're busy with your kids.
Yeah.
So you have to now actually have that, no, I'm actually ready for you now.
Yes.
And he's going to be like, oh, okay. All right. I'm the center of the table.
Yes.
With the boys leaving as well, I had to sit across from my husband and say, I need you to talk to me every day. I need conversation because there is no one else in this house but the dog. And he doesn't talk back to me.
Oh gosh. But how true is that?
Yes.
It's not, and I think with marriage, it's constant work. Like I always say this, if I knew that it was constant work, I thought it would just be, we just go with the flow, there'll be a few arguments here and there, but you can get so lost kind of thing, in a sense of lost in life and daily routine, and you forget each other. But you're kissing each other goodbye in the mornings and kissing each other goodnight and saying I love you, but that connection is kind of depleting because your mind is also sitting in bed going, oh gosh, there's that, and the kid's got this tomorrow, that one's got soccer, that one's got hockey, and he's probably sitting there thinking, oh, you know what, there's this that I need to see to at the hospital, there's this patient, and then you think you're actually sitting together, but you're not present.
Yes, that was important.
And that is so important, is to just be present. Even if you don't speak, but be present in that moment. Even if you're just holding each other, but be present. It makes such a huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason. We lived in Westfield, you know.
Yes,
and John was traveling to Maritzburg every day for, I think, 9 years. That's the reason.
That's exhausting
why.
in its own.
It was exhausting in its own.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we moved up to Hilton, so we can be closer to each other, and he could be home, and we could have. Because time goes by very quickly. But again, you need to be. You need to take the initiative. I think we also go into that space. Well, he should know what I want. I mean, by now, doesn't he know that I need?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. But
I think as women, it's natural for us to expect. It's a completely natural thing. I think we shouldn't knock ourselves off because we expect. Come on, we dated, we're married for so many years. Come on. You know I like pink roses. You know, you don't need to be told. But then we slowly learn that no, they kind of need little reminders.
Oh, but if you say you like pink roses, you might get pink roses every day.
months ago, but yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I remember also when we were getting married, I mean, there was a priest in the church we were doing our rehearsals, and the priest said to us, this was his word of advice, and he said, I'm going to tell you this, tomorrow is going to be an amazingly beautiful day. It's your wedding day, but it's only one day. Yeah. The rest of your life is what compensates the marriage.
Absolutely.
Every day, waking up to the next to him every day, getting together. And I think for us it works because we know what our foundation is.
Yeah.
You and I, together.
That's it.
Death do us part. We take
Absolutely.
that very seriously.
Yeah.
So if we have to lock ourselves in this house until we figure it out, and it's not I have an out right now. So I think that's important in a relationship to know what you, obviously the right conditions of relationship. I'm just saying I have that. I'm blessed to have the right conditions of the relationship. I have somebody that I can I banter with a lot. I argue. I shout.
Yes.
You know, I'm a screamer.
We all shout.
He's amazing, quiet.
Generally, our shouters get the more calm.
The opposites attract. Very calm, very together. John would say to me, when you're ready, I'll have a conversation. But you rant.
Have your moment, darling. Have your moment.
That's why I have girlfriends like you, because I can come and rant back to you, and you say, yes, this is what he should have said, but he didn't say that.
And all you want in that moment, I know I feel this way, and I'm like, I think to myself, could you just not be quiet and just say something?
Say something to me.
Give me a reaction so I can say it right back at you. And you just sit there calm and poised, and there's me going on like a banshee.
Yes.
So I get you.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then you come out and you say to people, but we have that. We have that balancing effect. Very much a lot that has happened, all the successes in my life has been because I've got a very supportive husband.
Absolutely.
The wind beneath my wings, like fly, I'm there to catch you.
Wow.
Which is what you have to also appreciate. As much as you get the niggles of it, did I not tell you that you needed to do this today? Tomorrow.
I think that comes with the territory. I think that should be in everybody's vows.
Yes.
Because that's not going anywhere. Sorry, our cameraman Natty Shema, actually, I apologize in advance because we're really banting on about men. But I mean, it's the honest to God truth. But they're so perfect in their imperfections, and we can't expect perfection.
No.
You know, because I mean, we aren't perfect.
No.
We think we actually are. We're
We
perfect
are.
wives, you know.
We would like. I like to say to my mother-in-law, thank you very much for the person you created. But what was wrong with you?
Exactly. There's days where you think definitely dropped on his head. Definitely dropped on his head.
You love this boy too much. You spoiled him too much. And now I think with having sons, I keep saying to myself, I'm raising someone else's husband. That's what
absolutely.
Someone else's husband and someone else's father.
Yes.
And I need to put in you what I would want my daughter-in-law to love me for.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's going to come to me and say thank you very, 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 very much.
Yes. No, that's it. I absolutely can relate to that.
Yes.
That is so true. You touched on mom-in-law. So you come from an interracial marriage. How has it been navigating that? What have the differences been? Cultural differences? Or are there similarities?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not. I'm South African.
Okay.
I don't even know what sort of class I can put myself in. I call myself South African because I've got all sorts of races.
We're saying the Rainbow Nation.
Yes, I'm South African. Yes. And John is from Congo, DRC Congo, French speaking, but spent a lot of his formative years up in the US.
Okay.
Then came back to Congo and studied medicine there, and then came to South Africa and we met here.
Right.
So the very special thing about my mother-in-law and I, which I think a lot of interracial, especially Congolese relationships might not have, is that my mom-in-law speaks English very well. So I didn't have to learn to speak French.
Okay.
We could
communicate easily. Lovely.
My mom-in-law is not in South Africa, she's in the US. So we love each other from a distance kind of thing, unfortunately, and maybe fortunately, because knowing my neurotic side.
It's a good thing.
Honest, yes.
It's a good thing, distance. It's a good thing.
I had to learn about culture. I had to learn a lot. I am the oldest. in a, I would say, a Tamil-based kind of family living in Chatsworth, eldest daughter, only girls.
Okay.
John comes from a boy-strong family. He was the second born, but unfortunately his eldest passed, so, so he's taken on that role. Initially it was very difficult, because everybody wants to consult your husband about everything. And coming from South Africa, you kind of go, can't you do that by yourself?
Yeah.
But you learn. I had also the fortune of going to my brother-in-law's wedding in Congo when my son was about 11 months. I went to Congo by myself without my husband.
Kudos to you.
Once I went, it's like when you go to the motherland. If you go to India, you understand Indians.
Yes.
I went to Congo and it opened up my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, I've also had the privilege of meeting all my brother-in-laws. Not my sister-in-law just yet, I have one.
Okay.
But all my brother-in-laws. And I have a family, the Mbaya family is very educated, thanks to our senior Mbaya who's no longer with us.
Okay, lovely.
But very much of the world, and very, when I say world, not out there, but very cultured and very educated and very diplomatic, and also give you the freedom to be who you are. So I think for them, being the only South African in the family, it wasn't like, oh my God, what did you do?
Yeah.
No, because my brother-in-law is in the US and the other one is in the UK, so very much of the world.
Yeah.
But there is those cultural differences. You can't go away from it. There is those, why should I make this decision for you? I just want to be left alone kind of thing. There is also the barrier of language. I don't speak French fluently. I don't speak Lingala.
Come on, Cindy. It's been quite a few years. Come on, Cindy. Come on, no.
And also being the girl that came from living alone before I got married, I was very independent. I am very independent.
Oh, for sure.
So I think maybe in some level they may have expected my husband to have a little bit more of a traditional wife. So that sometimes speaks problems.
Yes,
Again, I do the thing that sends my kids off to boarding school. I think that also speaks a little bit of problems.
Not culturally
but
proper.
We've navigated it. And my husband has always told me that he wanted to have somebody who could challenge him, and I could challenge him in that way to think outside of the box. And that's what I appreciate. Yeah, so we are a multiracial African marriage.
A dynamic couple, I know that. Gosh.
Yeah, but I think we base our foundation on the fact that we're Christians.
Yes.
That's not about our race. But I worry about the race issue, having talking about interracial marriages. Current climate worries me. Current climate in our country worries me. Also, when I see the fact that, people speak to me on the phone. Previously, I was Cindy Governor.
Okay.
Yes. I was realization.
It's the weirdest.
Yes.
Because we forget that part.
We forget.
And you just have, it's like Mbaya.
Mbaya.
And though we've known each other for so long, we forget that, there was a before.
There was a before. There was a Governor.
Yes.
And when you speak to someone on the phone, and Cindy Governor, and they would come and look for you, and they would, Cindy Governor.
And they're looking for this proper Indian,
How do you put that together?
woman. And
yes. Now I get Cindy Mbaya. How?
So it's like, you're in between there, as in.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not black. I'm not Indian.
I'm not Indian. What am I? And what do I now? I mean, all our kids grew up together. Coloured white.
Oh gosh, they didn't see colour. They call each
other
light brown and dark brown and peach.
Now
so
you have to have that conversation with your son, like, this is. I don't think we should have it, but it's there.
But that's it. Yeah.
It's there, and it's a problem. I know when I walk sometimes with my husband into some shopping centres, and they look at him.
They're still.
And there's this thing that people break out into certain languages because they assume that you must speak that language, and I get irritated because I'm like, and they get irritated with you
because why is she not responding? Yes.
Yeah. So those things cause problems, but then you just like,
You go. I think we're living in such a new age that it's by the way.
It's by the way.
Yeah, because our kids, the generation that we're raising, have nothing of. They don't see that. At all. Yeah.
And it's good that they don't, and
Yeah.
I don't want them to be seeing those things. I don't want anyone judging someone by a racial line or whatever. I'm blessed with in my church, we have people from all diasporas, Zimbabwean, Malawi,
It's
UK,
quite diverse. Yeah.
whatever. So we're together,
Yeah.
and the kids see us together, and we don't talk about, oh, she's Zimbabwean or
Yes, yes. There's no labels. Yeah.
So I hope that at some point we move away from the racism to just being people.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's been education. Not all great, some weird moments, but I've learned. And I cook a mean Congolese dish, so come home for supper one day.
I'm going to take you up on that. I will take you up on that.
Yes, and I can absolutely rock a Congolese outfit, so next time you do come for a day.
Yes. We need you on here.
We can do that.
So, taking it back to, I know you're in finance.
Yes.
You've always been a woman of independence. How do you juggle that? Coming back to John, the very traditional, and were you ever expected to be the housewife?
No.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
Never. No. So John knew exactly what his strengths were, and that goes to his dad, his upbringing of his dad. His dad was the guy that went out to work.
Okay.
My mom-in-law stayed at home and took care of the kids. But when my husband tells the story, and everybody else, my father-in-law went out to work, brought the paycheck home and gave it to his wife, and she ran the household.
Okay.
And when John met me and realized I was in finance, he was so relieved. He was like, that's exactly how we're going to do things. To the point where the boys, when they were young, if they would ask for something and I'd say, go ask your dad, the boys would say, but my dad has no money.
Love it. Love it.
You were the one with the money because you were doing all the...
Yes.
So in our family, we've taken what's our strengths. He will always tell you she runs the finance.
Yes.
He's the head of the home. He's the thing. But we're together. So no, I was never expected to be a housewife or quit my job. Yeah. In fact, my husband is the kind of person that says, do what you can with what you want to do. During this last few months, John was happy for me to walk away from it. And his words were to me, which really gave me strength. He said, if we had to do it all over again and give everything up so that we would have peace, that's what we do. We'd rather have bread and water than have to. Yes. But also, I think people also have that impression, though, that he's a doctor, there's like loads of money.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's always this huge misconception.
He works for the government, the South African
government. We feel you.
And the kids are in private school. Yes. So as much as we'd like to take many a holiday, no, we both know in this current climate, it's necessary for two people to work, to be able to have a comfortable life. But we don't look at each other as to what your paycheck is or whatever. We come together. We are 50-50 in everything. Sometimes I say, well, I spend your money more.
No, my lingo has always been,
what's yours is mine,
what's mine is mine.
Love it.
And I feel like it's just went quite well these days.
Very, very well. You're gonna have to rescue me a lot of times.
Yes.
But so that's how we do it.
So let's bring it back to the beauty part of this sector.
Yes.
Getting into your 40s. So what has your take been? Slap bang 40s.
Slap bang 40s, and then we had COVID. Right?
Gosh.
Right? COVID.
Then there was COVID.
Was COVID. So I turned 40. 3 months later, we locked down, kids home, homeschooling, you making sourdough and baking all sorts of bread. And
we all became top chefs. Let's give ourselves credit. Wow. Come on, Gordon Ramsay's were rocking in all our homes.
Right? Then you had so much time to reflect because you were locked down, you were not speaking to lots of people. Whatever conversations you had was meaningful but also terrifying conversations, like what if I died? and having a doctor in the house. This is where medical professionals were dying by the numbers, like you're terrified that he's going to bring COVID home. So every time he comes home, you're wiping down all the walls.
And walls and everything else.
And going through your empowerment stage of 40, going to 41. But I used it, my friend. I feel like many people say COVID was such a horrible thing. I'm like, no, COVID was actually a blessing in one way.
Mm-hmm.
It made us resilient. It made us know that actually we could go from being big Indian people and having 300 people at a wedding to having 50. Good.
Exactly.
Right?
Or even 10.
10.
Yeah.
Or
you were still getting married.
Yes, we were even burying. Oh my God, I can actually come to your funeral. I can watch it online. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that actually. Not that we wanted to do that, but it gave us that power.
Yes.
It also gave me the power of being able to say no. It's when I learned to say no. Coming into 40s, I always say to everybody, get to 40. You are liberated by the value of being able to say no. Yes. Now, I have a very different take on it, and maybe you can give me your opinion. Women get to 40 and feel so liberated. So liberated.
Absolutely.
So, I can do this, but I don't have this. People want, I can say no. Men get to 40, sorry, Nat.
Yeah.
And I feel like they want to leave a legacy.
But they go through, because I think we forget that they also go through midlife. Right? We just go through it very differently. And I mean, ultimately, the uterus stands on top, right? So, I mean, there's no even comparison. But I think we get to our 40s and we're like, there's beauty, there's chaos, but
there's hot flashes.
There's hot
Let's
flashes.
Go with that
That's it. But you also, the liberating part comes in, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be very frank, but you get to the give a fuck 40s. Like, really, you don't like me, or I can't attend, it doesn't bother me. It's not even like I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I can't attend your function because really, I'm caught up, I can't really attend it. You might think something else. It really doesn't, because I can't control how you feel. That's it.
How you feel. You get to 40, so, let's go back. We got the men, when we have women have our menstrual cycle.
Yes.
Everybody's around you to faff around you. Like,
I can't even fathom that though.
Yeah,
why?
And also
especially in our Indian culture.
But also
why?
the fear of God in you.
Why?
Like, now you can have babies,
I
right?
know.
Be careful.
Like they traumatize
They love
us.
you.
Yeah.
There's another change of life at 40 and nobody cares. You are left alone. It's a very vital change of life, but nobody cares.
Yeah.
And you don't actually know it until you go through it. Now, people say to me now, I think you've changed. Yes, I have.
Of course.
Are you meant to remain the same? My interaction with you today, Shan, is going to leave me changed. I don't believe we're meant to be the same people we were in our 30s or the 20s.
Absolutely.
We're evolving. We might be changing for the better, or we might be changing for the worse. It's up to you to recognize that. But do we stop change?
That's it. So I feel like I'm very conflicted with this because I feel I found myself again. I know for a fact I love my boys to bits. I love my husband to bits. But I lost myself within that.
Yes.
And when I met my husband, I was at a very vulnerable stage because I'd lost my dad and he was like the epitome of everything to me. So I feel like I slowly lost myself there, or a little bit of me fell apart. And then I met my husband, and then it was just, you're courting, you're dating, you're getting married, you're having children, and then everything like takes precedence. And then I found like getting into my 40s was, Chantal's back. I'm back. I'm embracing me.
Yes.
I'm
learning new things.
Unapologetically, truthful. And I'm free. It comes with some sort of freedom that's like, I can take on the world, but I can still be a mum and I can still be, but with that being said, there's some freedoms that come with, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but I feel like there's so much that goes on with people in their 40s where your partner seems to not identify with this new version of you, which is technically the old version of you that was just kind of kept in a box. And that's where because if you look at the statistics, right, women from their 40s to mid 50s, divorce rates are gone.
Yes.
And you got to think like, why? And men, same story. It's like, I can't deal with this. I need to, if I can't fix it, let me just go for a younger, newer version. You know, why is so? There's like I'm very conflicted in it. I know how I feel, but
yes. Well,
you know,
I hear a lot, like, she's not the person I married, or he's not the person
yes,
I married.
yes.
And I think that's such a cop-out, because she's not meant to be the
person that you married.
After 14 or 15 years of marriage, or 20 years. She's not the person that you married. He's not the person you married. You're supposed to have grown together.
That's
and
it.
If you have, I'm not saying that we don't have marital issues.
Yeah,
there are days we don't recognize ourselves.
Of course.
Ourselves,
of course.
Or them.
That's it.
But it takes a conversation with the person, with the thing of, I might have changed in this way. You need to recognize and understand that. It might not fit your narrative right now, but I'm convinced if you get to know this new version of myself, you're going to grow to love me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And if you're in it with me, you'll understand it. Because remember, and I'm also a bit lucky that John is 9 years older than me.
Okay.
So that age difference helps. Makes a huge difference. Because he was going through changes in his life that obviously he expected me to understand. Now if I'm going through my changes, you have to understand.
Yeah.
It takes a maturity, and I was hoping that when people get married and be for such a long time together, they would come to maturity. But I feel like it's just easier to say, let me go and find a version of somebody who's going to appreciate me for who I am right now. I can't tolerate. What is it that you can't tolerate? I don't understand. I'm not judging. I'm just saying I don't understand, and I would like to understand. And I'm not saying that you're not doing what you're doing because you know what you're doing. I feel like maybe sometimes it might be necessary to actually have that extra conversation.
Of course.
Let's have the extra conversation. I'm not saying
that's the only way you will know and somewhat understand, because sometimes you can have that conversation and there's just it hits a brick wall basically.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's
you know, but you got to have the conversation.
Because also, Shans, going through menopause, perimenopause, whatever it is, you're also figuring it out yourself.
Yeah.
You're figuring out what I can wear, how do I sort out this thermos in my body right now, what can I eat?
Yeah.
You're also going through those cravings that you thought I never had before. I'm eating new things now. You are discovering yourself. So I don't think you can absolutely expect this person who's been living with you to now suddenly recognize this.
Yeah.
You have to have communication is absolutely
The
key
key.
in any relationship, whether it's between us as friends or us as sisters or husband and wife. Communicate.
But I think that is something really easier said than done.
Very much.
I find times where I don't really want to communicate. I'm just like, I feel like you're not going to get it. But I also, coming from being married to an Indian, I don't believe, and I'm generalizing here, right? Because I'm married to an Indian. But I feel like our husbands have been mollycoddled, and if there was ever an issue or growing up or whatever, there's no way you sit down, and I say this because I have 3 brothers, right? So it wasn't where you'd, like how we would sit with our boys now and we'd talk about it, right?
Yeah.
We'd scream at them first, but then we'd talk about it, right? They didn't actually grow up with that. Well, the vast majority didn't. So you can't actually blame them fully because they don't know better. And then you also coming from, their mothers came from a generation, or our mothers, we could say, came from a generation where communication was like, no, you don't. You just don't approach certain topics and subjects and just leave it. So it's difficult as much as we navigating this. I think men are also, it's like school me in how to communicate, because I've not known this, and all I've known is what I'm giving you. So try and school me, and maybe, just maybe, hopefully it actually works, or I could resort to being you know. So it is, I know even with Deshan and I, it is a thing where communication, and we try our utmost best. I think sometimes I overly communicate.
Or we can communicate by bad sheets.
Exactly. But he always says, he says, no, you know, he wants to be more communicative, but he's not known better, you know. So yeah, it's a difficult one there.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's very
But I still believe communication is the key, because if you talk about it, that's the only way you're going to understand each other. That's the only way you're going to understand what we're going through in these bodies where some days we feel trapped in, you know. But yeah, with that, going to friendships, because it popped into my head and I thought, before brain fog kicks in, let me just remind you of this. Friends.
Yes.
So I know for me, friendships have changed over the years. How has it been for you?
The circle has gotten very small.
Yeah.
The circle has gotten very small as
quality to quantity.
Quality to quantity.
Yeah.
But also, you are on a different path that people generally say, oh, you've changed.
Yeah.
I'm evolving. There's a difference. I'm able to speak out a little bit more louder now. I'm always a loud person. But
just a little more louder.
A little bit more louder. You know, I have a saying, and I'm making t-shirts. I just said, my face speaks in subtitles. Okay. So, but now I actually have learned how to be a little bit more quiet.
Yeah.
It's very opposite to the personality that I've been presenting all this time. But I also want to say, there is a version of me that I presented right now that is not going to come through, that you're not going to see, because this is probably the camera version. There's another version of me that I am with my husband. There is a version of me that I am with my bestie on the phone.
Yes.
Why do people take the version that they see, that they expect you to be? And if you show up as another version, then there's something wrong. I'm trying to be my authentic self. As I said, be your best self. But there's a version of me. And if you don't bring out that version, or you bring out that other version that I didn't really want you to see, because you've now pissed me off, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
So then the circle becomes smaller. And then you have the quality. I have friendships going back 25 years. Those friendships are not high maintenance. In this time of my life, I can't handle high maintenance relationships.
I absolutely can relate to this. So I have a best friend for years. I think we've known each other from primary school. We don't see each other on a daily basis because, of course, we live in two different cities. We are the friends that forget. She's got 3 kids, and I've got 3. We forget our kids' birthdays, right? There's been a year where we've forgotten each other's birthdays. But she's the friend that I pick up the phone, or she will pick. And you know what? If we cross paths when I'm in her city or when she's in my city, we see each other, right? We'll have the odd a stay over. But we also understand the demands of life, and we're not judged on that. We don't, even forgetting each other's birthdays, we laughed at it, how ridiculous it was. I mean, she just had a birthday in July. I was literally on the phone with her. I did not know it was a birthday, but I have it in my calendar. I had a reminder and all of that. And it was the most hilarious thing, but there's friendships where that won't, it would be like, she's forgotten me. There's too much of high maintenance issues. She forgot me. How important am I to her? But my friend knows how important she is to me.
She took too long to respond to my WhatsApp message.
Now, just maybe, you could have been busy, meetings, children, this. Don't take it as a personal attack, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel that's where you kind of start picking your tribe together.
Yes. You put your tribe together around the fact that what can suit my narrative right now.
Yeah.
I might pick you up as a friend later on.
Yeah.
I might come back around and I might pick you up as a friend. But the people that stay, the core, the people, for me, in my circle, I count them as the most dear to me, because if I'm going through it and I need them on the phone or come to me, they will. but they're also not in my space, as in, please tell me what you're doing every day of your life. Why didn't you post? Why didn't you tell me you were in Durban? You came all, no, high maintenance.
It just becomes too high maintenance and too, no, I can absolutely.
So you can say no to more people in your 40s. When you get a 46, you can say more to a lot more. You can even start saying no to family.
I think I'm very much there, somewhat. So, and it's okay. I realized it's okay, So for you, what's being lighter in your 40s or heavier?
Lighter is, just being able to decide for yourself. Like, I don't want to go out on Saturday, no one's going to take me out. Heavier is because you are having teenage boys. You start having those conversations about, oh my God, give it 5 more years or 10 more years, I'll be grandmother.
No, Cindy, stop.
Think about it though.
No.
Literally making sure my bones are fine now. So I'm not doing any challenges because I do not want to be on a walking stick at the pool when my grandchildren are swimming.
Just by the way, we tried to convince Cindy to do the, what's it called, Chantal, the Nicki Minaj trend that's going on, and she's like, well, we both quite realized very soon that we might have spinal injuries.
Yes.
So
health is something that's heavy on my mind. I want 45, 46, you've got 15 more years before you're 60. You want to be the healthier version of yourself. You want to eat right, you want to exercise right. Lighter is having the people that are around you that are like-minded and getting together and feeling like we can spend hours in it for 20 minutes. That's empowering.
I think we both can absolutely relate to that. Clearly, guys, this podcast is going to be going on for longer than expected. But it's such a freedom, isn't it?
What about you though? What about you? What's lighter?
I feel like everything's like, I can't. Okay, the heaviness is definitely health. I agree 100% because it's like in your 40s, gosh, everything just crooks and pains and might look all put together. No, when you're waking up, it's like a rusted door that's it's just, but it's also scary. It's very scary. And a subject that we'll touch on a different episode is with cancer. So, I've lost not only my mum, but an array of women. So that also plays on your mind, like, gosh, you're going for pap smears and you're going for ultrasounds and see, I've forgotten the word again.
Mammograms.
And mammograms.
Those horrendous things.
That's it, which is like squeezing the life out of your boobs. I mean, gravity's already taken control, but now it's like doctors coming, go squish them even more. I mean, come on,
They need to find another test.
Another way. Just make it easier. But I mean, jokes aside, I think I think that's the heavy for me, is that, we've got to make health a priority. It's a non-negotiable. Because I think if you don't set the tone in your 40s, I feel you buggered in your 50s, With lighter, I feel everything's lighter. I feel I've always been unfolded in my mouth. And I used to feel that I need to be filtered. But by being filtered, it was compressing who I am. And now I'm embracing, this is me, this is who I am. I'm not a different person behind closed doors. You've known me for years, right? This is me. I feel lighter in the way of, I really don't need to be accepted or not accepted. You can have an opinion or don't. I think life experiences, and just life has helped me grow such thick skin. Like I always tell Chantal, now I think I've got turtle skin. It's like, bring it on. It's so hard. Because it's like I really don't sweat the small stuff. And I've taken a page, I tell Deshan this all the time, I've taken a page out of his book. Because he always tells me, why stress about the little things? And I finally see life from his eyes. Because There's no actual need to. There's always a solution, always a solution. And what I struggled with for years was extracting positive. Because when you're going through anything, you're like, and when someone gives you the line, but you should stay positive. I'm like, yeah, not in the situation I'm in right now. Yeah, I'm just having a postpartum breakdown, but I will be positive. Oh, my mother just died with cancer, but I will be positive. And I know that sounds so sarcastic because it's coming from like such a genuine place from the person that's trying to comfort you, but it's like, that's what I fought with. Like, please just don't tell me to be positive. Now I'm like, no, look in there. If you look very hard, you're going to find something that's positive. And I tell my kids that as well. No matter how crappy a situation is, there is always a positive. Whether you see it now, whether you see it a day later or a week later, but please just take time and see that positive. And when you see the positive, it like just creates a ripple effect and you see the huge positive. It
comes with having faith.
That's it.
That journey of having faith and recognizing your creator and actually giving power over to your creator. That there is a plan for you. And while you're not seeing his hand over your life right now, you have to have faith.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst you also know every choice has a consequence.
Absolutely.
Choose correctly. Choose wisely. And my job right now, seeing women in their 30s, actually, I think just 2 or 3 weeks ago, I heard of someone in 21-year-old suffering cancer. We have had 18-year-olds, 15-year-olds. It's getting younger. It's very scary.
Yeah.
Dying, not just cancer, heart attacks, stress.
Yes.
My thing is prevention is better than cure. You do have Dr. Google.
Yeah.
You have the internet. You have so much wealth of information that our parents didn't have. We have Mr. ChatGPT.
Oh, yes. I call him
your
Uncle.
best friend.
Uncle ChatGPT, my bestie. Yes.
Bestie. Research. Figure out who you are. And my thing is also for people is to say to them, listen, you can speak to a lot of people from America talking health and fitness and whatever, but you need to remember that you're a woman in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You're a woman in African conditions.
That's it.
You're not working in snow every day like in Canada.
Yeah.
So you have to take what you're hearing and adapt it to your lifestyle.
And your
We eat a certain kind of food.
Yes.
We like our biryanis.
We were just chatting about that.
Right?
We love our biryanis.
And according to the doctor, about cardiologist, ghee we put in our biryani is horrible, but doctor, heart attack, biryani.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the biryani today, and tomorrow I'm going to run 5K.
Now my thing is, have the biryani prepared in a different way.
In a different way. Get more knowledgeable.
That's it.
Be preventative.
I think we have this misconception that in order to be healthy, we have to eat rabbit food. No, you just got to make slight little changes, in how your preparation of your food is.
Yes. And that's another lighter thing in 40s is that you throw all the diets away. You literally throw away the diets. You literally throw away, I can't eat this. No, I can. Everything.
It has to be a lifestyle transformation.
Yes. So
because you don't want something that's temporary. I mean, we know in our 40s there's weight that just comes on that we don't even know where it comes on from, right? And we definitely don't want it. But we also don't want a quick fix because that's going to be a quick fix for now, but we want to maintain it till we're like 60, 70,
and it's important,
Yeah. So make that lifestyle change, whole lifestyle transformation.
Absolutely. And 40, as you say, is midlife. So if you're going to say it's midlife, think about it. It's midlife to what, 80?
Yeah.
90?
Hopefully.
What are you going to be then?
Yeah.
What is your face going to tell you?
Yes.
So put into it now.
Yeah.
Prevention is better than
cure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Lovely, Cindy. So, what would you like other women who are listening in, like what advice or that you would give them? What would you want them to take away from this segment?
That it's going to be okay. That sometimes you can try something new that has never been done in your entire family or generation, and it's going to be okay. You are a powerhouse as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. You're a powerhouse. You have the ability to make decisions, and as much as there's going to be a consequence to it, but there's actually going to be good consequences to it. Make the decision. Be a game changer that I know you have the abilities to be. Find new ways. find new pathways. Just because it was done that way for generations doesn't mean to say it needs to be done the same way.
Yes.
And you can really do a 180-degree change, and don't let anyone tell you that's the wrong thing to do. If you feel it's going to better empower you, make the change. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And don't come back and try and be that version of what people loved you to be because they don't like your new version. Stay true to the version you've become because you've worked towards that. The people that didn't like it will fall away, but there'll be people that you will now attract into your life that will like you for who you are now because you've put in the work.
Yes.
Don't become the person that you think you need to be.
So to end it off, little question.
Yes.
So I need you to complete, not a question, a sentence.
Yes.
Right. In my 40s, I finally, sorry, I have it written down.
Okay,
You
please go.
You know me in paper, right?
You go.
In my 40s, I finally gave myself permission to
absolutely be myself. Absolutely, in all respects. I absolutely gave the permission to actually not take your call if I didn't want to take your call. Not respond if I don't want to respond. Say no to your invitation if I don't want to come. That's what I want.
There we go. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for segment 2 with Mrs. Mbaya. Thank you so much. Again, such an honor having you here. So here we go, guys. Truth bombs and hot flushes where midlife gets real. It's not the end, guys. It's the absolute beginning. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel for our full versions. Follow us on all social media platforms. And yeah, like, and share for more.